Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Good.
Apologies for my 5 minute delay, but yeah, happy to chat.
No, you're good. Totally fine.
Awesome. How's your week been so far?
It's been a good week. Up here in Idaho, we're kind of running out of warm weather, so I took the day off and went golfing yesterday.
There
So
you
it'd probably
go.
be, yeah, probably be the last day to golf. So had
I
to
love
do
it.
it.
Good
Yeah,
stuff. Well,
yeah.
yeah, I know we probably both have a limited amount of time here, so happy to kind of go ahead and talk shop right away. I
Okay.
have your website up. I know that you mentioned in your application that you guys haven't really yet tapped into Facebook ads.
Right.
I'd imagine you guys produce most of your lead gen from Google, if I had to guess. Although,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
50% of our leads come from Google, and then the other 50% is word of mouth or repeat customers, affiliates, stuff like that.
great. And yeah, I guess with all that being said, what has you curious and potentially tapping into Facebook now?
Because I feel like, I mean, Google's great. It's amazing. It brings it, but I just feel like we are just there's an untapped market. Everyone's going to social media. Um, I'm trying to figure out, with our SEO, how do we get it on chat? Because I feel like most people are going to start doing ChatGPT for that's what I don't even go to Google. I just go to
Yeah,
chat for everything now. So I'm
yeah,
like, there's other avenues that I want to explore, and I just feel like Google reviews, they're great and everything, but I just feel it's not as authentic as a video on the Meta platforms and like in our industry, they're just boring. Like the videos here, this is how you pack. That's why I was just talking to chat right now about doing different types of videos and just because I don't want them to be boring, but
yeah.
I want it to be authentic and connection. I just feel like you can do that through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and different things like that.
Yeah, totally. Are you at all interested in like picking up the phone yourself and filming some ads for socials, or is that like not really your thing?
No, I want to build like so when I started Bustin' Moves, the moving company, like I didn't want anyone to really know that I owned it because I'm like, no, I want you to hire our service because we're the best. I don't want it to be like, oh well, I know Taylor, so maybe we'll hire. No, like I want you to hire Bustin' Moves because of Bustin' Moves.
Mhm.
But with that, I feel like I've kind of missed out on a whole lot of personal branding of like my business knowledge and different things like that. So I don't mind getting in front of the camera and doing things. It's not necessarily a discomfort. It's just the editing and all that stuff I feel like is kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And do you guys are solely moving? You don't do anything in the junk space, is that right?
Not right now.
Okay.
I'm actually working on something because I'm like, I want to make a lifelong value customer. Some people, if you're in an apartment, yeah, you move every year. But if you buy a house, you might move once every 5, once every 7 years. So I'm like, how can we get more of a lifelong value customer? So junk removal, cleaning. We're going to start doing like house manager type thing where we go
Oh,
through, we
nice.
check your HVAC system, we check your plumbing. We're not a HVAC or plumbers yet, but like
Yeah.
that would build into building
Yeah.
this overall. Like we take care of your house, and I compared it to like the HVAC's like your lungs. The plumbing is like your the blood flow. So I'm like, we want to take care of people's homes. So there's like a lot going on. And I feel like right now, Meta ads would be perfect for
Yeah.
what we want to build to create that trust and to get into people's homes for more than just moving.
Totally. Yeah. I will say with Facebook, um, I would I totally agree with you on the trust aspect and having people actually comfortable for you to like come into their home and like do the thing.
Mhm.
I wouldn't really recommend Facebook necessarily from like a major branding play. Facebook ads are fantastic at taking cold stranger that has a very specific problem and getting them to say, "Hey, I have that problem and
Mhm.
I'd like it to get solved in the next week to month."
Right.
Um, where you guys are potentially trying to create all these other services that are going to make your customer lifetime value much higher. You're going to, yeah, ultimately be able to solve a lot of core problems that homeowners have throughout several years. I wouldn't just say like, this is us and we do these 7 different things in a Facebook ad versus just cracking very, very specific services that you guys would like to initially hook people in for, which I think moving or junk removal or house manager sort of pitch would all resonate super, super well with the market on socials. But yeah, it's just it's just a little bit different, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
And why I was thinking Facebook too is because it's more of an older person, and usually older people they have more money, and so they kind of that I feel like Facebook's more that demographic, the older, and that's kind of who we're targeting. People, I mean, our businesses rely off of people's good fortune, so we have to kind of talk to people who are more set and established. And so that's why I thought Facebook, but I'm open to everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably recommend the first place you start would be on just Facebook and Instagram. I think it's exciting to think about TikTok and to think about YouTube and YouTube Shorts and Snapchat ads and all that other fun stuff. But I would suggest that like really 95% of our clients are very, very strictly focused on just Meta, which is encompassing both Facebook and Instagram. And that would be a very good place for this offer and for the market to start. At the end of the day, like if you want to go for a higher end, higher quality homeowner, you're probably going to try to address the market that's in their like 40s to 65 kind of age range. If you want to go after the apartment movers that are a little bit younger and are truly moving every year, I think that there could also be a lot of value in testing some like younger personalities out in your ads that are going to be a little bit more like those I'm moving every year type beat. But if you're going for bigger home moves, $1 million home plus that have a lot of stuff to move and stuff, then you would be able to attract those homeowners as well on the Facebook and Instagrams of the world, but with the demographic that's just going to kind of look and sound like those people versus putting a 20-year-old in the ad that's like not going to be relatable at all. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. No, and with the apartment moves, like we don't just like we don't just exclude those ones, because I'm like, man, if they're living in an apartment right now and they can afford movers, one day when they start buying a house, I mean, we're trying to get them right now, and then when they do start buying houses and stuff, we'll be their movers forever. And I was actually working on a subscription plan for apartment moves, because it is like, even if like it's a $600 move and all you're doing is getting a move. And so I was thinking, if we did like a subscription plan for 12 months, that would include a move, a mid-year clean, and then an end of the year deep clean, and then storage. Just like a their vaults, they're 7x8. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like 120, 119 a month. So now that $600 customer, we turned into a $1,200 customer. Yeah, we added a few more services and the take home, but the take home will still be 20%, 25%.
Sure.
So going on that, I know I'm
like
everywhere with this, but like I just moving it's feast or famine, and we rely on good fortune. We rely on good economy. So I want to start, and that's with the home manager. It's like a subscription plan. We have thousands of customers, almost 1,000 5-star reviews. So it's like we have the database to go after these customers that we've already built this trust with. Now, what more can we do for them to help their life, make their lives better, but also, we make money too. So
totally. Yeah. All makes perfect sense. Let me ask you this: when it comes to social ads, would you or somebody on your team be capable and willing to launch your own sort of campaigns? Like, does that?
Well, with what you said though, we just hired not hired someone. He was a mover for the last 3 years. He's a young guy, super good, super tech. He's actually going to start doing our SEO in-house. We hire it out. They've been good, but I just feel like by hiring that out, we're kind of limiting ourselves for people to grow. So we brought him in, but he's that 20-year-old kid that you're talking about that maybe some clients or customers might not connect with. So we do have somebody that we are bringing in to start doing more digital marketing things. But he could be more of like the tips and the this is how, and I just working on a tagline like, we want to be your movers, but most importantly, we want your move to be successful and stress-free. So here are our tips to do this. So it's like, hey, we want to do it, but ultimately we want you to have a good moving experience. So here are these tips.
Yeah. So um that guy that you're referring to, you would envision him making some content for the business as well? Or
Yes. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what the question that I just brought up around like the placement and management side of things is basically we currently work with about 80 different businesses in the home service space who do not have an agency manage their monthly ad spend that goes towards Facebook and Instagram. And instead, they have an individual internally that takes the videos that we produce them on a monthly cadence, because we handle end-to-end creation of video ads. And that person is responsible for taking those videos, getting them placed inside of what's touted as the business manager on Facebook. And they're basically setting it to $100 a day ad budget or whatever budget you guys all agree upon. And they're responsible for making sure that things are placed and essentially targeted properly. And so my question was, would that guy be?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. He's going to do that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you would be potentially looking to like split test some of his content out with like other people in content. Is that correct?
Yeah. And that's what I want to do with everything. A/B test. Like, here's our standard. If this is working well, let's make some tweaks. If this is working well, then this is the new standard. And we just keep building off of that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And do you think that guy is like strong on camera? Like, do you think he's like a comfortable sort of like ad guy, or is that not like totally his thing?
He speaks well. He's from Washington. We're in Idaho, so he's kind of like, he's just such a good dude. But he's um it's not necessarily like I would want him. It's more to manage the socials, but he wouldn't just solely be the voice of it.
Yeah.
My wife, she's really good on camera. I wish, but right now we have 4 kids, so she's like, hey, like, I want to be stay-home mom. Like, I've done all this. It's my era. We have a 2-year-old, so she would be fantastic in front of the camera. And maybe I could get her to do the content, just video, and then we edit, but so that's kind of where we're at. Like, I trust them on the videos to give good quality things, capture good content, but I'm not necessarily the face.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So what we would typically do with the other home service businesses that we're with is they would end up equipping us with a lot of that content that you're referring to that they could capture, like moving trucks or wrapped trucks, or your team out on the job with their shirts on that have the company branding, like doing the moves and doing the thing. We would essentially take that B-roll and then complement it with these talking heads. We have 30 different women on the team that all look different. They sound different. They all have different personalities and vibes to themselves. And we would, if you'd be cool with it, we would take ownership on the strategy and the scripting, just because we have so many different businesses that allocate tons of ad dollars behind our videos on a daily basis. It gives us a lot of feedback around what's converting in different industries and like what doesn't convert as well. And we would basically be pulling on a lot of that data as we would put scripts together for your offer. And then from there, we would handle all the production. And then I would expect that guy to equip our team with like a folder that has all other assets that you guys have collected over the past couple months, so that we're not just pulling basic stock footage online, and instead we can actually have, good content that, looks and feels branded to you guys.
No, I love that. And that's what drew me to sign up, to get this call, because those videos, they were very captivating. And there is a lot of power. A lot of our people who book moves, they are the wives, so another female, talking about their moving or whatever your guys' strategy is. And I'm totally open to it, because we haven't tapped into, like we've always always put in well, not anymore, but we used to put in $1 to Google and we get $10 back. Now it's about, 4 to 6, but I just feel like there's a whole nother market that we could get out to.
I think it would maybe be helpful if I showed you, I put together like a video from some of our winning ads from October into a quick little compilation. If you want to see like some other vibes and stuff for how our team like positions some of these offers, can I just share my screen really quick and show
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's like 1:30 and it will give you a vibe for, a couple different things.
Yeah.
Okay, time to check the energy bill. Fingers crossed. Why is this so high? Look, after the last hailstorm in Cheyenne, my SUV looked like it had been through a war zone. Dents on the roof. Cool, huh? If you live in Arizona, this could be your home. There's a local company right here in Arizona. So I'm sitting here in the car and I just remembered something I have to tell you. If you're thinking about building a pool, please don't do what most of our friends did. They went with the cheapest option. Looked fine at first, but now racks. If you own a home in Utah, if you went to buy a storm at any point in the past 5 years, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Because even if you don't see much damage, even if nothing's leaking yet, even if everything...
Hardly anyone bothers with this, but it's the easiest way to save big as a homeowner in North Carolina. I've worked in construction for over 20 years, and it amazes me how many people still overpay for window upgrades when there's a...
If you've ever had take over in the winter, you've got until mid-October to stop it from happening again. North Carolina homes need North Carolina windows, not the kind built for Seattle, Denver, or any. There are two kinds of homes in Arizona right now. The homes that were here before everyone started moving out, and the homes that got built after it became the fastest growing city for millionaires.
So just, I know they're not like, I'm not showing you specific to moving and things like that.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Just gives you a vibe check for kind of what we would put together.
So, and that was one of my questions, is because like those videos are amazing and they talk to almost every homeowner, with the remodels, the construction, the windows. That was my concern, is like moving is a very targeted audience, they're only do it so often. But I do want to start out with this relationship and you guys running our ads or, doing those videos and stuff, because this is going to go very well into what I'm building for the home care and stuff.
Sure.
So that I was a little nervous about, because how do we talk to people who are moving?
So let me explain a little bit about how Facebook works. Facebook has 50,000 data points of each person on the platform. You better believe it knows which people on the platform have a move scheduled in the near future.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing goes, and this isn't maybe like the most perfect example, but something that maybe kind of walks in your space is HVAC companies. Those guys have historically almost solely relied on Google, because they think whenever somebody's got a broken AC, they go to Google and they say, HVAC company near me. And I would not argue, but I would maybe suggest that moving could be a similar sort of approach, where what we do with a lot of HVAC companies is we use terms like, if you're even, considering getting your AC unit checked out or replaced or get maintenance done on it. Or if you're even curious about what the cost of a new furnace should cost you in 2025, all of these like sort of terms that would make people start to think about the thing. And I know you're saying you're probably thinking, well, if you're moving, you're moving or you don't. So it would be a little bit more targeted in like, hey, if you have a move coming up, or, if your friend or family member is moving, like the thing for them. But I still would be very, very confident that Facebook would know who those people are on the platform and essentially who to put the ad in front of. Because as long as we're doing targeting with like very specific city call outs, and telling Facebook, hey, you know, if you have a move coming up, here's the very things like you need to know, like here's your moving checklist or something. There could be a lot of different ways that we go about it, but you would basically need to, I wouldn't really recommend trying to like outsmart the Facebook algorithm and telling it who to go after, and instead just rely very heavily on the creatives and the copy below the creatives to do the heavy lifting to aim to put it in front of the right audience groups.
Right, right. And I know like the pixel and stuff, I understand it. I don't know how to do it, but like the pixel, someone goes to our website, now all of a sudden they're going to get a bunch of moving. Like you said, there's all this back end. Facebook's going to know who is moving before we even know who is
Exactly.
moving. So
and that's where it also
100%.
gets exciting is it's like, how can you get out ahead of a person who hasn't even thought to go to Google yet to plan for it?
Yeah.
But instead, you're getting people, and they don't even have to be a procrastinator. You might have a move coming up in the next month or two, and you're still getting out ahead of, oh, wait, I just saw this ad. Like, let me actually go ahead and get this booked now. Like, these people seem nice. They seem like they would actually do a really good job with it. And, you know, I'm going to go with these guys over like one of the big companies that's just going to treat me like another number, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, like rock with a message like that too.
Absolutely. No, and I love that. And that's what we want to do. Like we want to get upstream. So even before that, you know, they're looking at jobs in Boise or they're looking jobs all of a sudden now, like, okay, they're looking for jobs. So they might be interested in moving. We kind of go into that. Moving, like we always talk about moving sucks. Like it really does suck, you know, but our guys love it. They love what they do. They do it with the smile. All of our customers are like, holy crap, this is so hard. I'm tired. I didn't do anything. And they just laugh because we're like, well, we're moving again tomorrow. So it's just, so there is a lot of fun. So like with you talking like that, we could move upstream, but then also very like targeted to those like, hey, you just figured out moving, like packing sucks. Like you got 2 weeks or you know what I mean? Like very like urgent. Oh, I need to turn off my do not disturb. I've been getting a ton of scam calls lately. And so
Oh yeah.
yeah, so it just took me off. But yeah, so I'm very interested and I would like I very interested in this service. Okay. One of the questions, what service-based companies have you had the greatest success with? What
One company did you
like
say?
what service-based companies have you had the greatest success with? Is it Havac, plumbing, windows? Which one?
We really like anything in the remodeling spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Windows, bathrooms, I would say are our top two.
Okay. Okay, and we do a lot of like when people we want to like have them take when they're remodeling, we'll move their stuff to the garage or something like that. But we want to bring it to our warehouse. You know, we want to bring it over here, get it out of the way, so you're not living in a construction zone. Mm-hmm. So okay, cool. That's good to know.
That's actually that's a good audience group also to think about targeting. Like, hey, if you have a remodel coming up, you know, do you need to clear the spaces and blah 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 blah.
Right. Yeah, because we always like, and they'll have us put it in one side of the house, and then they get the flooring done on the other side. So we're just like, hey, like don't live in a construction zone. It's already chaos. Let us take it.
Yeah.
So what does it look like going forward?
So the way that we work is we would just really need to decide on the amount of video creatives that you would want to get. Typically, it would be on a monthly cadence. We have a couple clients that get ads a little more frequently, but it's typically because they're testing a lot more ad spend going behind the creatives. What I would probably recommend we start out with would be getting you guys as many as 10 videos made every month. We have a 6-pack of video ads, and then we have a 4-pack. So those are our 3 smallest packages. Our 10-pack of ads monthly is $4,800 each month. Our 6-pack is $3,500 monthly. And then the 4-pack of video ads is $2,800 each month. Like I said, we do structure those on a monthly cadence and typically ask for a 3-month partnership on that. So that basically, let's say the 10 number, you guys launch 10 ads, you get a lot of data on how those ads are performing. And we basically leverage that data going into subsequent batches from there to really like keep the content fresh and also help you guys keep scaling up the ad spend. So yeah, that's what a normal sort of engagement and process would look like.
Okay, cool. And so, when you said you come up with the scripts and messaging, what do you need from us? Like,
I have an initial intake form. It's
okay.
a 17 question form that you would basically say, hey, Emily, here's like the 3 different kind of homeowners that I would be most excited to go after with these ads. Here's offers that we run. Here's key messaging that I want you to adopt or don't say. Like, we don't refer to it as X, we refer to it as Y. Like, you give us that entire brain dump in an initial 1-pager, and that sets us up to be able to leave you alone as we dive into strategy scripting. I would nudge you again when we need scripts to get approved. And then from there, we would go off into production. We'd handle that good post-production edit and then give you a Google Drive folder that has final edited, ready to launch ads. And then you would also get lifetime access to the raw files. If you guys want to slap some new edits and stuff on those to get some new variations, you definitely can.
Yeah, because that's one of his jobs too, is to go grab content from the job site. We got a camera and everything for him. Is it, I mean, would you like iPhones? Is that easier or camera? I just feel like camera is better quality, but if iPhone's easiest.
We love an iPhone shot stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect. And keep in mind with Facebook and Instagram, you're not always going for like this crazy, pretty, high quality thing. It sometimes the more raw and like more authentic things look, the more people kind of associate it with like themselves and make it feel a little bit more relatable and kind of less buttoned up like a television commercial would be.
Right. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Because our ad spend with Google is pretty high, and I'm kind of trying to break it down with them because they're doing Google ads on our branding, and I Google us. No one else is using our name. I mean, they're not bidding on our name, so I feel like we're organically getting customers now that we're paying SEO, and now we're paying a Google ad, and they research Busted Moves and they click on our ad. So I do want to like start really kind of allocating some money, but I'm not afraid to spend money if it brings jobs in. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would
money,
reallocate some of that Google budget a little bit if you guys feel like you're kind of hitting that like annoying expensive ceiling. I would allocate, $100 a day, $200 a day towards like a Facebook campaign like this, and just start kind of do a crawl, walk, run scenario. Like, I wouldn't blast it day one, but let it get some initial good traction, and then you allocate things and figure out where you want to take it from there.
Okay. So yeah, so your video is 4,800 and then whatever we spend on
ad spend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard something. I was at a seminar and they said and I don't know if this is true or not. I was going to pick your brain. They said actually the lower day spend it pushes you further because Facebook wants to get paid. So if you have a lower daily ad spend, they're going to push you ahead before, because they know like $100. He used $8 an example and $100. Facebook knows they're going to make the $100, but they don't know if they're going to get that $8. So they push those ones first. Is there any truth to that?
Typically, I find that, I mean, $8 is like hilariously low, but like if you're spending $8 and you are seeing some traction from it, it would be very challenging to not spend more than $8. So like, I could maybe see where there could be some truth in that, where like $8 makes you want to spend more, but I haven't really heard about like that distribution of money of like Facebook knows it's gonna make the 100. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know if there's truth to that.
yeah. I don't know either. I just was wondering. Because like right now we have one ad going. I don't know any of the analytics on it. I think it's like $600-700 a month for a Facebook ad. That's so with that, do you guys do any of the analytics side, or would I have his name's Connor? He's in charge of pulling up all that
So
you.
I would give Connor like a 1-pager that we've put together for all of our guys that handle it all internally. And I would recommend he goes through that to get the ads launched under kind of our guidance of exactly how we'd recommend he goes about it. And then we have some pieces on kind of the analytics side of things and what to do. Facebook's made tracking like beautifully simple, and it really is super straightforward. So he would go through that himself. And then we're not here to like withhold any information or anything like that. We'll have a Slack channel together to be able to have constant comms going and stuff, and always more than happy to like guide you guys in the right direction. But I just like to set clear expectations that what we take end to end, like done for you ownership on, is that end to end video production.
Cool. Yeah. And we're coming into the slow season, and that's usually like when I want to spend the most money, because we want to make sure we capture every person who's moving. We want to make sure we capture them. So you said 3 months, 4,800 for 10 videos. And then is there like a startup fee of like just 48?
Yeah.
Okay. If we pay all 3 months, can we get like a $300 discount a month or something? Or do you guys do something
yeah,
like that?
we give $1,000 off if you want to pay for the 3 months up front.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So yeah, it actually is about $300 that you're technically.
Yeah. I was like, crap, maybe I shouldn't have said that number. What if it's more?
Yeah, it's we have I think it comes out to, don't quote me on this, but I think it would be 13,400. Let me do the math really quick. Yeah, it is 13,400 if you want to pay for the 3 months up front.
Okay. Yeah. And then so on day one, you get that form. When would we start seeing videos?
7 business days.
7. Okay. And that will be all 10 of them in 7 business days, or just?
And I would recommend he launches all 10 on that day that you guys get them.
Okay.
You're basically gonna have a campaign and maybe 2 ad sets within the campaign, and he would launch like kind of 5 and 5 among that campaign that you guys have put into Meta.
And you would just use these strictly for ads, not posts? Okay.
No. Well, you can post these organically as well.
Right.
But keep in mind, they're going to be telling this stranger who maybe has never heard of the company and stuff before what to do. And so they're very direct response and don't live as naturally in an organic feed as they do in like an ads way. So we have most of our clients post a lot of the ads still in organic, but I want to make it crystal clear that the intention of them is to have, ad dollars behind them and, convert traffic into a new customer for you guys.
Okay. And then when they film the videos, kind of like they're saying that they use the service, correct? Or go for it.
Yeah.
To me, it's not unethical. It's advertising, and I believe in our service. So
we do we do a little bit of a variety around like a testimonial styled ad to even just viewing us as like a spokesperson at the company and just kind of speaking on behalf of how we operate. Like we use a lot of we statements and kind of make it look and feel like we're even like the marketing girl at the business or something like that. And all of those tend to do very, very well, is very good too.
Okay, because in Idaho, like their towns, we're in Pocatello, and then like 45 minutes we have Idaho Falls. And when we first started, people were so weird. They're like, "Oh, you're coming from Pocatello? We only do business with Idaho Falls." And they're 45 minutes away. We're like, so I was just wondering, because like if it looks like there's cactuses or sunny outside and it's not sunny in Idaho, people will be like, that seems
totally. So we're really intentional with the environments that we shoot in, to make them sometimes look like we could be anywhere. Like if we do a walk and talk outside or even shoot an ad in our car, like we would make it so you just wouldn't really even necessarily identify with like where it is, but it still feels natural. Right. And then same thing with like doing in-home shoots and stuff like that. Like we'll make it very clear that we're just in any sort of like suburban home or apartment versus it feeling like, oh, they're clearly in Miami, Florida or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's pretty much. And you've never worked with the moving company before? Like this will be uncharted territories, or have you guys done some?
So we focused on we worked with a College Hunks franchise location on the junk removal side of things about a year-ish ago, and really enjoyed working with those guys. That was more on junk versus actual moves.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then so like the 3 months we run it, in 3 months, I want to have those other services up and going with our company.
I love it. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that
if
would give us
you would potentially want any of the ad copy at some point to be geared towards like house management or cleaning services or anything else that you're considering tacking on, I would be totally open to getting you some other content that could be not necessarily only geared towards moving, but also geared towards some of those additional services. We would just need to update some of the information in your initial intake form and give us context on what those services are going to be for us to be able to go off and handle, you know, production on those.
Okay, cool. I have a meeting with Connor right after this because I wanted to do this meeting before I met with him to talk to him about this. So like, can we set like a follow-up call pretty soon and kind of talk about like the next steps?
Yeah. What time are you chatting with him? Because I could maybe just get you on for like later in the day.
If you do later today, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Can we do, so I'm East Coast. Could you do like 2:30 Eastern?
So 12:30 here? Yeah.
Cool. All I'm going to do is I'm literally going to take our invite from today and then just back it up to that slot for 12 time.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Perfect. Yes, I'm excited. And your videos, they're captivating. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, yeah, let's chat in roughly 2 hours.
Perfect.
And we'll take it from there. The cell I texted you right before, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I have 2 numbers. It was,
you have my CRM number too.
Yeah.
I'll say this is my cell.
Okay.
So if you need anything in the meantime, like as you're chatting with Connor, if you need anything, let me know. But if not, yeah, let's just sync again at 2:30.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Emily, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Good chatting with you. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon.